Deep Dive with David Stendahl, where we trade without ego, no emotion, no greed, and no opinion. Before we begin tonight's video blog, please read over our trading disclaimer and remember to trade smart and accept the reality that trading futures is risky. This presentation does not provide buy-sell recommendations, and our information is strictly provided for educational purposes only. As always, trade at your own risk and analysis. Hey, it's David Stendahl with tonight's Deep Dive. It is November 26, 2018. I've been on hiatus for a little bit just because of quite a bit of travels I've been having as of late. So tonight I'm going to take a look at cotton just to get back in the swing of things. The ETF is BALB. Now, what we have in cotton is kind of a downtrend here with all of the short, intermediate, and long-term trends pointing to the downside. The technicals pointing to the downside, but we have some other interesting things that are taking place just because of the fact that the market is basically in a consolidation phase. So here is cotton again. And if you come all the way across here, we've got a lazy day 23, and that means that the market's been sort of in a consolidation, and the 23 represents the fact that it's been in a consolidation for 23 days. If we actually take a look at the market itself, you can see this sideways consolidation. It's sitting right here on daily support. The daily support is at 77.64. It dipped just a hair below a couple of days ago, but it's back above. And so we're at that stage right now between this 35, which is this support level right through here. You can see the 35, which represents pretty strong support to the market. Coming across the phase here, we're looking at a support level of 38. So the combination of both of these, and even going back further, we've got a resistance level at the same level of 50. So this is super strong support to the market. This should hold for the market, and we should see a little bit of a bullish bias to the market. But I do want to point out that if it doesn't hold here, and we look at the weekly bars, here is the weekly bars, and here is that same level. We're kind of in a limbo period where we've got resistance up here and we got support way down here, and this support level is pretty far away from where we are right now, so we're at a critical point. If we come back to the website and we want to take a look at just how quiet things are, here is a rolling period analysis on 10-year charts. Each bar, if you were to look at this, would be looking back 10 years for the CAGR, compounded annual growth rate. And what we're trying to do is looking at a rolling CAGR. You can see that we had a lot of action here back in the 2010 period. We had a lot of reaction to the downside coming back to 11. We've had a surge here into 12, quiet phase, and another surge here into 16, another retracement, and it's been quiet for quite some time. The great thing about cotton is that it can have explosive moves. They're very quiet for long periods of times, and then it can be extraordinarily volatile. And because it's been quiet for quite some time here, both in the CAGR, if you look at the compounded annual growth rate that we had in the past, you can see that there is the opportunity for a large surge. But because the market has been quiet as of late, both in this 10-year analyses as well as the what I was referring to before, which was the in this case the lazy day, the 23-day period where it's been very quiet, something big is going to happen. Let's take a look at the seasonal tendencies, and this will hopefully give you an indication as to where things might potentially be headed. Here is the most recent seasonal chart here for the 10 years. You can see we're at a base low. This little triangle represents where we are right now. And into the remainder of the year, typically, at least on the 10-year charts, we have a nice little surge. And then it happens into January, a little sideways consolidation, and another surge towards the tail end of the end of the spring period. So what we want to see is, if we look at the 10, the 5, the 10, and the 15-year period, here we are in basically this period right now, this low period. Even if we look at the 5, the 10, or the 15, they're all pointed to the upside. Now, this is just on a seasonal basis, but there is opportunity here to be had in the cotton market. It can go dormant for extended periods of time, as I pointed out with that 10-year analysis with the Kager. But when the opportunity is there and when things align, there can be great opportunity to be had here in cotton. So as it stands right now, the cotton market, we're actually short the market, and I would say, as an example, that if the market, through this little consolidation period that we're having right now, based on this lazy day, that if the market is able to continue to break out from this time period, that there could be a really good opportunity. I pointed out the fact that when we look at the daily bars, when we look at that particular time period, this is the critical point right through here that we could very well see some major movement here. So 77.64 is the key. Look for a breakout from that particular level. Watch the seasonal tendencies to the market. And no more travels for me for a little while, so I'll be continuing to do some more of these deep dives and starting to get back in the swing of things of doing some more of these weekly webinars I'm going to be doing. So with that, we will take a look at some more markets tomorrow and kind of go from there. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.